Hey Taurus, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your mid-season reading. Alright my loves, oh, before I forget, happy birthday Taurus. So the rest of you that have yet to have your birthday, another reason just to shout you guys out. I hope you guys are having an amazing season. Honestly, May continues to be a great time for you Taurus. It really is a time for you to really get into your vibe, enjoy your little comforts, treat yourself, take care of yourself, and enjoy the little luxuries that make you happy, right? With that, you may be feeling some pressure to get some things done and kind of get your hands dirty and get back to work and all that kind of stuff. And that's not a bad thing, but honestly, this really is a time of celebration for you, not just because it's your birthday, but like, literally this is the time for it. Like, there's really just no other way. So, if you are feeling some of those pressures, that's cool, but make sure you balance them out. Alright, my loves. Other than that, I hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to start with, I think I'm doing things a little reverse today, which is odd. We're going to start with the tarot, and then we'll go into some oracles at the end just to get some little more focused energies, but house rules still apply. This will be a general reading for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. Don't force anything. Take the messages as they resonate. And we're just going to get into it. Alright, my love. So far, don't worry, I'm going to show you the cards. While we wait, I'll start talking. So far, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. I'm kind of interested and focused on that card. Mostly because this is a check-in, right? So this is, how we've been doing so far. We're halfway through the season, so, what is remaining for us to tackle in the next 2 weeks before we move into Gemini. With this Eight of Swords, this could, honestly, I'm going to wait till we get some more things out, but it could be representative of a little bit of resistance where we aren't taking the inspired action that we know we should be taking or could be taking, and we're just kind of choosing to stay in our comfort zone. I definitely don't want that for you, Taurus. Because May, for all the signs, hold on, someone wanted to go for a leap. Where are you? Ugh. Yep. Okay, so you guys, I love you, and yes, you need to treat yourself, because that really, when I say it's the time, like, considering our planetary movements, considering what energies your sign governs, this really is a great time for comfort for you, and taking those little pleasures and enjoying them, and literally just doing things that speak to you and seem fun and recharge you in a way. So I don't mean to like take any of that away. I truly meant like this is really a time for you to enjoy your little comforts, but don't go too far into that energy. So we have that Eight of Cups, that refusal to let go, that refusal to, even for some of you, it may just be refusing to acknowledge something needs to be done. You might just be kind of burying your head a little bit, or, oh, that thing just doesn't feel super fun. I don't feel motivated to do it, so I'm just kind of going to not, and I'm just going to find other things to do to distract me, right? And pull away, right? Because you have the Hermit card here. Could be talking about a Virgo in your life, but to me it's this energy of the Hermit, just kind of wanting to tuck inside and pull away, and some of you might be isolating so you can just do you and do things that you love. Yes, that is a good thing, but there's still a world outside. There's still life to live, right? So there's still things to do. And honestly, I think what's happening, or at least what this is leading to, there are some big stuff for you, whether it's work or just life. I feel like it probably is kind of related to work for a lot of you. But with that kind of coming up, it is forcing you to take more responsibility. It is asking you to step up, and you don't get to like sit back and chill as much now. Now you really have some work to do. And I think that's why taking those little comforts is so important, because it's a balance, right? As you play harder, you also have to work harder, right? And vice versa. So there is more being kind of sent in your direction. I don't want to say it's something put on your plate, because you're kind of serving yourself. People aren't serving you, but it's kind of like all this food was prepared and you're just kind of like, I'm just going to sit here and eat the ice cream. Like, or it's kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you fill up on bread, right? It's great bread, it's delicious bread, but I don't know if that bread is going to be amazing as all the like roasted veggies and filet mignon coming to the table. It's kind of that vibe, my lovely Taurus. So yes, enjoy yourselves, but if you know, why are all your, see, even you're trying to hide things. All the cards keep falling on the ground. Hold on. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Come here, little one. Yep, 4 of Pentacles. We're hanging on a little too tight. Hanging on a little too tight. And it's, again, it's just, I like where I'm comfortable. I like where I feel safe. Not saying that I'm telling you to walk somewhere that doesn't feel safe, but it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's routine, it's regular. I get it. I've felt this vibe. I know what it's about, and I can just vibe here. It's cool. Not a bad thing, but there's so much growth ahead of you, Taurus. So much growth ahead of you that you're doing yourself a disservice if you kind of tuck in too much for the next couple weeks. And honestly, through May. Like, I know this is kind of just your mid-checkup, so really the season's going to be over kind of like in 2 weeks-ish. A little over 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, like 16 days. Trying to do the math on the day of recording, something like that. Actually, I can check that while we're sitting here. How many days? Just so I know. What's the day? I am filming on the 4th. And I think Sun moves into Gemini on the 20th? Yeah, so 16 days, I was right. Okay. See, so about 16 days left before we move into Gemini. And trust, the end of this month leading into June is going to be nuts. Okay, we got a little chunk there. All right. So we've got 9 of Pentacles popping out next. Yes. So yes, there may be some doubts, fears, concerns, just general like, oh, I would rather stay where I'm comfortable. I don't want to like push beyond boundaries. I'm not trying to push limitations right now. Even if you do fully understand what could come of it, right? Because honestly, Taurus, I feel like a lot of you, for those of you who kind of already have the hints and kind of understand what is being asked of you or what direction your life could be shifting in if you take the appropriate action, I feel like a lot of you already know there's growth coming, whether this is work or just life or even in a relationship. Like, you know it's going to be good, but it is asking you to work, and you're just kind of like, could I have 5 more minutes, Mom? Could I just have 5 more minutes? Just 5 more minutes. It's just like it's that kind of vibe. But like, babies, 9 of Pentacles, like, it's time. You have the abilities. You're strong enough. You're capable, and you have built this strength. This isn't, again, it's like what I said earlier. You're not being, no one's serving you. This was all your hard work, right? This is what you've been working for. So whether this is, you know, we didn't get the 9 of Wands, so I don't want to put that energy in here, but it could kind of be that, like, it's been so long, can I take a break for a moment? Yes, a little break, not a big break is the big thing. You can take a little break, right? Enjoy those little comforts. You need a little like, oh, okay, I put in some time today. I'm gonna have that glass of wine. I'm gonna get that piece of cake with dessert, right? You know, whatever it is. I'm gonna listen to my favorite jam. I'm put on my favorite movie. You know what? I'm treat myself. We're gonna go out for dinner tonight. Like, at those little things, great. But you don't want to retreat so far into that where you start to, you know, the balance starts to tip the other way, right? Because again, this really is your moment to make some big deals happen. Because again, you've proven your value not only to others but definitely to yourself, right? Like, I feel like you've done some things or made some changes that were surprising even to you, right? You're like, wow, I did that. I am so proud of me. Like, look at that. Like, me 5 years ago would never have even thought that'd be possible, or thought I'd even be on this track, right? Heading in this direction. So you want to keep that going. You don't want to lose that momentum, right? Take breathers, but you don't want to lose that momentum. Middle of your spread is the King of Pentacles. So again, this very grounded, well-manifested, very abundant energy. This is who you're growing into, right? This is what you're becoming. This was always inside of you, but I feel like there's this level of really owning it and accepting it and acknowledging it, which is the kind of best part of that energy. Three of Cups, so got some celebration going on, deservedly so, right? We want to celebrate your wins. We want to celebrate your victories, right? So I love this. For some of you, this may even be talking about a group setting, so maybe you're doing something with other people. This is some type of group accomplishment or group achievement. Some of you may, I don't necessarily want to say you're the leader, like it doesn't feel like you're like the manager and have a bunch of employees, but you're very influential, or at least very supportive and motivating in this group. Like, you play a very big role. Remember, you're showing up as the king. So you could be, I feel like you may not be like titled as the leader, but you may be the one that's coming up with the big ideas. You may be, you know, knowledgeable in whatever this field is, right? Like, you definitely have a strong presence in this group if we are talking about a group setting, all right? So even more importance for you to really show up, not only for yourself, but also for these people that you are involved with and connected to. We then have the High Priestess. Love this energy. So for some of you, this can speak to counterparts, because sorry, I thought this was the Hierophant for a second. Okay, might have been a reason for it. But both of these cards are very spiritually connected, right? So honestly, there could be a spiritual link between you and another person that's coming through very strongly. This High Priestess, right, is connected to all your intuition, right? All that inner knowing. And in this particular card, it's so funny. This I'm thinking is the Hierophant. And I'm looking at the image, and I've never done this with this deck before, but she's really giving me, like, I don't know why, but it's really giving me Temperance vibes, this particular angel. And it's not a normal thing I associate with this card. Because you think of Temperance, it's all about divine timing and patience and you know, kind of things that have been happening behind the scenes that maybe we're not super aware of, and we just kind of have to trust in the direction and trust in the path. So there may be some of that mixed in, but with the High Priestess here, this is really about listening to yourself and listening to your intuition, trusting those prompts you're getting. You know, and I also want to add, like, and then acting on it. It's one thing to, like, yeah, I should do that. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, like, maybe we can incorporate this into our meeting. But then you also kind of have to do it, and you have to follow through. So it's like, on a base level, it's like, be open, right, to what's coming. And then here with this owl beneath, like, flying out, like, then you also have to send that stuff out, right? Put it into motion, activate it, right? We have the Five of Cups here, which I feel like I want to clarify, right? Because this Five of Cups, this can speak to some type of an emotional block that's still maybe lingering. We just had that Scorpio moon, so a lot of emotional stuff has been kind of brought to the surface that we kind of get to look at and play with again and really examine and process. Some of that may be why we're looking for our creature comforts, whether it's for, like, instant gratification to make ourselves feel better, whether it's to avoid having to deal with this, right? Because there may be some insecurities that stem from here that make us, you know, doubt our potential and doubt our capability. Taurus, if you guys are into crystals at all, if you have flower agate, I think flower agate would be a great stone for you to carry around with you. Also carnelian. Flower agate, because it does help you to kind of tap into your potential and really fulfill it. Because again, it's one thing to acknowledge it, it's another to actually reach for it, which is kind of the theme for your spread right now. But I think the flower agate really will help to kind of pull that out of you. And then carnelian is, to me, it's very attached to sacral chakra, which is where we get yes, it's our creative energy, our creative vibe. And then also the solar plexus, because that's where we get our will and our drive. So I think that carnelian will really help you to stay motivated and keep kind of pushing yourself, right? And again, don't push too hard. When things get overwhelming, take a step back, recharge, do that thing you love, but you don't want to lose that momentum. Like, you don't want to let all the steam out of the engine, all right? Honestly, this spread is beautiful, Taurus. Like, this really is a great spread. The only thing I really want you to focus on is where you're still kind of holding on and where you're still having a bit of resistance. because honestly, I feel like you kind of know what you're doing here, whether it's work, whether it's you know, development, whatever it is. I feel like you kind of already know what's happening. Oh my God! Yes, look at this. So you have the Page of Wands and the Chariot in reverse coming out in this last spot. Babies, like, this is really the thing. Page of Wands is that divine inspiration. I would almost argue, I think that's why I'm getting Temperance vibes with this High Priestess. Literally, you are being inspired and guided to, you know, take the necessary steps, or, you know, the ideas that inspire your group here, right? All of that stuff is literally being shown to you, and it's up to you what you do with it and how you use it. And right now I feel like we're still kind of sitting, we're still waiting at the gate, because this Chariot card is in the reverse, not, if it was upright, you'd be off like a flash, right? You'd be racing. So Taurus, with it coming up in the reverse, literally you have everything you need to make this happen, right? The skills, the understanding, the inspired action, like, all of that is there. Like, you are so supported right now and being so divinely guided, like, so divinely guided. Your intuition is really feeding you all those little nuggets that you need. You really need to be acting on them, right? It's like I keep saying, it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to do it. Like, ooh, these next 2 weeks, really focus on action. Really focus on making everything happen, right? Not just like, oh yeah, I'm having all these great ideas. Oh yeah, I'm feeling really inspired. I'll get to it tomorrow though. You know, you're eventually going to run out of tomorrows, my lovely Taurus, all right? So I want to make sure you make today count. I know that's a quote from a movie. I think it's a quote from The Music Man, for any of my musical lovers out there. You know, I can't remember the exact quote off the top of my head, but I think it's something about, you know, if you pile up enough, you know, something about piling enough like lonely yesterdays or lonely tomorrows and wanting to make today count. That literally is your vibe. Like, make today count. All right, we're gonna pull a few oracles. I had kind of debated, Taurus, about doing, you know, the oracles for specific things, whether it's, you know, we'll do one stack for love, one for work, one for, you know. And the more I thought about it, it just felt more forced and more forced and more forced. So we're just gonna, there we go. We're just gonna let happen. I mean, hello. Aurora Garden, beginning, initiate, and origin. I'm telling you, you are creating some powerful, powerful stuff right now. Whether this is a new job, new opportunities, maybe you're completely redirecting your life in some way. There is a brand new beginning here for you. Even with the page, because pages usually speak to new starts and new beginnings, right? Especially Page of Wands, because that's my like divine spark. It's that initial spark that sets off the blaze. That is literally that's the point you're at, and you should be so excited and so, I kind of want to say proud. You know, and I don't know why I want to say proud, but I think it's because you literally have done this yourself. You've created this opportunity. You've built this moment. You've done all the work. You've earned it. Maybe this is a point of recognition for all the like hard work and, you know, hours, days, months, years you've put into a project or a career, and now all of that is really paying off. It's really shining. Okay. All right, what do we get? Quieting the mind and exposed and revealed. Love that. I kind of feel like I want to read these from the book. But before I do, like, initially, quieting the mind, kind of self-explanatory. Don't overthink things, right? You have the inspiration, just do it. It's not about thinking and planning and da-da-da-da. Do it. Like, the idea you're getting is perfect as it is. Go do, right? Or as you do it, you'll refine it and make it even better. But the point is, you have to start, right? Those revelations don't come just by sitting and thinking. Not right now, right? Your intuition is already tapped in. You're getting the right ideas. You're getting these strong ideas. Do them. Act on them. Exposed and revealed, this may be the scary bit, right? We talked a little bit with the Five of Cups. You know, so for some of you, there may have been this emotional thing that came up, might be feeling a little raw, might be feeling a little vulnerable, especially for those of you who really tapped into that and did some of that shadow work, right? Shadow work rarely is fun. Rarely is it fun. Sometimes it doesn't even feel that rewarding after you've done it, right? It's just like, oh, well, that sucked, but at least it's over with. But a lot of times that really opens us up, right? So it's not really about, I mean, yes, it is about the work itself, because that's where we heal and learn and grow, but it's really more so about what can happen after, right? Because you remove this block, right? So it's, the way forward is really, really open. So whether this, we're healing, feelings of shame, you could maybe even think like imposter syndrome. Not saying they're a victim of this, but just as an idea, right? Thinking you're not good enough, thinking you're not worthy. We talked about that with the King and the Nine of Pentacles, right? Where now we're at a place where like, I did that. I'm a badass. Like, I'm so strong. Focusing on your self-worth and, healing some of these wounds that may have created some doubt, where we even, punish ourselves or condemn ourselves for when we make mistakes. Finding, really finding the talent and the skills and the beauty within us that came from these moments of I don't know, when we felt less than, or we turned out less than stellar, right? Just having all of that really bubble up, and for some of you, all this vulnerability might be super open. It might be, literally exposed where people can see it, and, it's just about how you rise from this and how you move forward. I think a lot of you, this is still kind of private, but it's just happening within you, but it's still causing enough of a response where it still could be holding you back out of fear. Don't let that happen, right? It's just part of the healing. And like I said, you already are showing up so strong in this reading. So I know any of this stuff that's coming up with this exposed and revealed card, anything that makes you feel less than, anything that makes you feel embarrassed about something, about whether it's about you on any level, spiritually, physically, mentally, your past, your journey, all the things you've done to get to this place, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. Absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about, especially considering where you are now, right? So inspired, like the drive here and the ability to create this new beginning, so powerful. Don't overthink it because of this kind of, I'm just gonna blanket it and call it a fear-based mentality. Wherever it comes from, right? It's just triggering fear that you can't live up to, you can't do it. Don't let that get you, because that is not true, Taurus. It's not true at all. It literally is not true, right? No one earns this type of connection with spirit not having done the work, right? Not having proven they're stronger than their shadow self. So I literally, if you're still recognizing that and kind of, initiating that phase, trust and believe. I believe in you. Trust and believe spirit believes in you. Like, if you don't yet, by the end of this month, you better believe in yourself, because you're so capable. Probably more capable than you really have acknowledged in the past, right? So do not overthink this. This quieting the mind really is about shutting out that inner voice, shutting out the ego, and just kind of connecting. For some of you, that may mean meditating. For some of you, that may mean isolating, right? So it's not that that's a bad thing, right, that I talked about. It's just you need to balance it. There is definitely work for you to do, and there's a bit of a hustle going on. Take the breaks when you need it so you don't burn out. Take the breaks when you need it if you need healing or reflection or introspection. Also that you can show up for these moments of action, because that's your big focus as we close out your season and move into Gemini. We also have that Mercury retrograde happening on the 29th at the end of the month. We'll already be in Gemini season by then, so it's not really in this reading, but it makes sense that if we are trying to make a new beginning, we don't necessarily want to start that in retrograde. It's not a bad thing if we do, but we definitely it'll be a lot easier if you can get that ball rolling now versus getting it rolling next month, all right? So exciting time for you, my lovely Taurus. I am wishing you the best. I love you guys. I'm going to end your reading here. If you enjoyed it, please, I'd totally appreciate it if you could hit that like button, leave a comment down below. I want to continue to grow this channel so we can reach more people and spread our family. I love you guys, and I appreciate all you do for me and my channel. If you're not already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when your next reading pops up. Until next time, Taurus, stay safe. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.